Welcome to The Deal, a podcast dedicated to maximizing name, image, and likeness opportunities. You'll hear from student athletes, coaches, and athletic administrators on how NIL partnerships can impact individuals and the schools they attend. It all comes down to making the best deal.
All right, welcome back to another episode of The Deal. I'm your host, Hannah. I'm the Associate Marketing Manager at the National Office here at NAIA, and we are with Chloe Oliver. Chloe, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself and let us tell everyone who you are, what sport you play, where you go to school.
All right. Hey, I'm Chloe Oliver. I am from Hattiesburg. Well, I'm from Louisiana, but I live in Hattiesburg, Mississippi. I play college softball here at Carey University. I'm a pre-med major, and I'm going into my senior year of college softball.
Amazing. And what's your major?
I'm currently a biology chemistry dual major.
Wow.
I plan to graduate with that and do an accelerated nursing program and go into CRNA school eventually.
What's been your experience utilizing your name, image, and likeness through softball?
Through softball, it has helped me a lot to utilize my NIL in different ways. But a lot of that has been through using platforms, but more reaching out to different companies. And a lot of what helped me is I had a fluke video go viral on TikTok, and I had a big following from that. So I have over 40,000 followers on TikTok.
Wow.
And with that kind of helped me to gather some brands and different companies to start with. It's easy to reach out to somebody and say, hey, I really like your brand. Would you like to partner with me and do something with me? I can promote y'all's ideas, your company, and your products through my social accounts because I have such a big following. That's helped me a lot. But not only that, using the NIL, I was able to say, hey, I'm a college athlete. Would you be willing to let me promote you not only when I'm playing through my socials and everything else? And that's helped me a lot.
For someone who is thinking about reaching out to brands on their own, what would you kind of say to someone on some best practices and how they even go about doing that?
It for me, honestly, is looking at, okay, if I really like this product and why don't I see if they'll collab with me? What I start by doing is I usually go on Instagram if they have an Instagram account, and I'll message them on there. And typically when you message them on there, like a marketing associate usually will message back, or it's usually an automated message, and it'll message back and send you an email. After that, I use the email, and I'll email the company and say, hey, I'm Chloe Oliver. I'm a college athlete. I was wondering if you would like to collaborate with me and let me promote your products and use with my NIL deal and help generate you revenue as long as helping me throughout my brands. And usually they do message back, but a big thing is kind of staying on it. If they don't, go ahead and message them again, stay on them, because it is hard and they get a lot of emails. They have so much, but you have to promote yourself. So with me, I try to to say, hey, I have a big following on TikTok. I've worked with such and such brands before. This is some of the things I've done. And try and pretty much sell myself to them so they'll want to work with me.
Now, how has your school been reacting to this whole NIL? I know it's super new, so a lot of schools are still kind of getting their feet wet. How has Carey been helping you? Has the athletic director been helping you guys? What's kind of the situation over there?
So here at Carey, when NIL came out, it was last year. We had all the athletes came back to campus. We did our beginning of the year athletic department meeting, and they had a person come in and speak to us about what NIL was. And they kind of explained to everybody and helped us set up open doors. And our AD actually worked with me some because I have had some deals, and we worked to set up the open doors accounts and how to reach out and do different things. And once we did that, he's dispersed it to the entire athletic department was exposed to it, was shown what it was and shown how to work it. And we've really promoted just don't be afraid to reach out. Sign up for everything possible, do as much as you can, and see where it goes, because the only thing limiting you with these deals and these brands is yourself. But they have been a huge help and are really excited for NIL and really want the support for our athletes. Because being a college athlete, it's not easy. When you're balancing school, your sport practices, everything in between, even kids on a full ride, living's expensive. Cost of life is expensive. So it's really hard. And these extra little bit can make a huge difference on helping you. And not only just helping you in college, it's setting up partnerships and brands and relationships that are going to benefit not only them, but us in the future. This is setting you up for not just now, but for the rest of your life.
Absolutely. I definitely think that's a huge benefit that I've kind of heard that NIL student athletes are kind of experiencing and recognizing that this isn't just, a temporary aspect. Yes, it's monetary or free stuff, but the networking and connections that you're making are, they're going to benefit you after college.
100%.
Yeah. So speaking of open doors, so you're on the platform. What do you think about open doors, and what's been your experience on that platform?
I really haven't had a lot of brands through Open Doors specifically. I've had a lot from the outside. Now I did, and I've done a lot. Like I've applied for a lot of them, but I just got my first Open Doors partnership, and it is with Project Repat. And what they do is I know a lot of different people do this, and my mom actually has saved every single softball jersey I've had from when I was 3, because I always played rec from when I was 3 until college. So I have every one of those, and what they do is you send your keepsake shirts, and they make them into a quilt for you as a keepsake quilt. So I'm really excited for that, and I'm excited to do this first partnership through Open Doors, because I think it's a little bit easier, being that they are a platform surrounded around that. Whereas when you're working with people through yourself and doing that, it's a little bit more difficult to kind of communicate and reach out and know that, hey, this is that. And Open Doors also, it kind of lays out like what you have to do for that product. And so for this one, I know that I have to do an Instagram reel, which that's a lot easier, because a lot of times it's hard. Like, okay, I have this company, they sent me this. Do I make a video? Do I take pictures? Do I do this? Also, like, where do I find time to, like, okay, I have to take pictures, and they have to be good pictures, and they have to be quality. And that's hard to do when we're running around trying to do this and weather doesn't cooperate. And it's a lot easier the way Open Doors lays it out and says, hey, like, we need you to do an Instagram reel about this product. This is your timeline. This is what you're going to get back. This is how we do this. And it makes it so much easier and so much more applicable to, like, just work on. Whereas when you're kind of just doing it yourself, you're just opening it up and you're like, okay, where do I start? What do I do? And I guess for me, it's been a little easier because I have done it a few times and it's a little bit different, but I really do enjoy Open Doors. And I think that once your foot's kind of in the door, it helps a lot. And we had another athlete here, a men's golfer. I know he's done a lot of different things with Open Doors, and I've heard nothing but great things about it. And I know from personal experience, I absolutely adore it and love how they lay out the platform. Some of the things are a little like delayed and slower, but it's just, you have to wait your time and figure out how to do it and not be afraid to set it up and to keep doing that. Just stay on your game. If you want to do something, if you're committed, you're going to get it.
Absolutely. Yeah, I've been on the platform too, just kind of browsing around myself. Obviously, I'm not a student athlete anymore, but I'm just kind of seeing what's in the works, and it does look very seamless. And you're right, it's like very transparent on everything that they want you to do. And they're just upfront on everything, which is super nice. And then also, your athletics department can have kind of transparency as well, because, athletics directors have to be informed, whenever you're getting a deal and stuff. So that's also nice too.
If I told you that in 5 minutes, you could make updates to your profile that improve your chances at getting an NIL deal, would you do it? Open the mobile app and tap Improve Profile Strength. Complete all the sections in the guide, and you'll be an all-star. We'll give you a profile badge to prove it. Best of all, you'll now be a top result in fan and brand searches, all in less than 5 minutes.
What would kind of be your advice to high schoolers who are thinking about that and are wanting to implement their NIL?
What I would say to a high schooler is, yes, the thing is what a lot of kids think of when they do look into it is NIL is only for big athletes. It's only for high division athletes. If I don't go D1, it's D1 or D9. Well, that doesn't separate any of it. What determines it, and as a high schooler, when you're looking at NIL and that's something that draws you to college athletics, you have to remember we're playing a sport because we do love it. This is a perk of being here, and we have to know going into it, it doesn't matter what level you are, as long as you're willing to reach out, talk to companies, but promote yourself in a good manner, you're going to get these deals and they're going to help you out. But the biggest thing is your reputation always matters. What you do, who you're with, what you promote, that stays with you. Whatever you're going to decide to delve into and promote and be with, make sure that they have the same beliefs and morals and same moral reason as you. Because if you don't, and you just go into and jump into this collab with this company that has crazy beliefs that you don't stand by, your name is always going to be behind them. When you put your name behind something or behind someone, you have to make sure that you're putting your name behind someone that you trust and you believe and that you will support 100%. Because when you do, that's a direct reflection of you, your university, your fan, like all about you and who you are. And I think with high schoolers, the NIL is definitely something that's just kind of like eye-opening, like, oh my gosh, like obviously like I want to go to college, like I want to play college ball because I can make all this money, I can do all this stuff. But it's not just for the money. A lot of deals and a lot of big things is working with companies and foundations. For me, I know that I wanted to generate, and I haven't exactly gotten to get to this yet, but my dream is to sit here and say, I'm ADHD. And extremely ADHD is something that it's a big bridge for a lot of things. And a lot of people look at ADHD as a cope. It's an excuse as to why you can't do this. But for a lot of people, they don't realize that it's not easy. It's hard because you're balancing all these emotions and constantly doing all these things. And you don't know how to like control it. And it is easily controlled. But I want people to understand that even a setback or disabilities, they don't set you back. It's you and what you want to do. So I know for me, I want to definitely work with NIL. It's more than just money for you. It's more than just you getting money for yourself. It's not all about you. It's trying to get into some foundations and work with other people and give back to the community that's supporting you. Here in Hattiesburg, we're not a huge city, but being able to work with just people in the community and through Carey and even through the Christian aspect of our school, it's been amazing. And I know I've just went on a bandwagon there.
No, that was like perfect. No, I love that.
For sure I'd want to tell a high schooler, it's not all about you. Don't dwell in the money, because money is the root of most evil. And as a person, you have to know that if I'm going into this for money and I have no passion behind it, I'm not going to get anywhere. It's the passion for your sport that's going to drive you to work harder, to even get these deals and to represent, because no matter what, you're representing yourself and what you believe. And money and just trying to seek money isn't going to get you where you need to be.
You said it perfectly. That was very well said. Yeah, I think that's all great advice. You have to be passionate about it, and you can't just, do all these deals and expect just to, get these huge checks. There's a bigger picture to it, and you're benefiting way more than just monetary aspects of it. And like you said, like even with one of the greatest perks of being a part of the NAIA is, the schools are in smaller communities, so you can have a bigger impact within your community. And, you're working with businesses who might not have the access to the huge D1 athletes, but they have access to you, and you're going to make a greater impact within your community. So I definitely, I love that advice that you've given.
Absolutely. And I feel like for people too around here, or even just athletes, it's fear of, because we are in a town that does have a D1 program. We're less than 5 miles down the road from Southern Mississippi. And okay, well, we have these right down the road. Why would I try to they're going to pick them no matter what. You can't be afraid of that. You have to know that, hey, why not try? The worst thing someone's going to tell you is no.
True.
But on the other side, probably 90% of the time, they're probably going to say yes. And they're going to work with you and want to help you. And not only that, help your school. Why can't I let's promote this school and use them. We can do both. We don't just have to be isolated to this one. We can use all of them and bring ourselves together as not just a town, but as a huge community in one. Because yes, we are two different schools, but we're in a community, and it's one small community to bring together and work towards a better, bigger goal.
Yeah, absolutely. I love that. Kind of switching gears just a little bit. So what would you say, what are the benefits that you think you're going to experience, and how NIL and all these deals and partnerships and networking, how do you think that they're going to benefit you outside of school once you've graduated and you're starting to move on into your career?
So I've already started to kind of experience outside of college athletics part aspects of making these partnerships. So I'm engaged and getting married. Well, I've reached out to some bridal companies and different of those, and I've even had a few reach out to me to work with throughout my wedding process and giving me some stuff. So that's another way to just kind of open those doors in just a different aspect. But I think another thing it does is it gives you a business aspect side of things. So we've been athletes, we've done this, we've worked. Well, there's a whole nother world outside of sports, but how do we get through this? And these deals are letting us know that, hey, we have to know what we do, what we speak. How do we, if I'm looking at this deal and what do they expect from me? What is the outline of it? A lot of times nowadays, there's a lot of different things you see people all over, something they say or on social media is twisted and said the wrong way and interpreted in the wrong way. So I think these deals are helping us understand that what you say matters, what you do matters. Teaching us these ways to conduct yourself outside of a sports manner and in the business world is setting us up for jobs, interviews, careers. It's even not only that, it's branching you out to meet these people that can potentially give you jobs and start your career path in the future. And I think NIL's done that for a lot of people. And it's not, I think the biggest thing is looking as even not all athletes are going pro. Not all athletes' career is going to be sports. So we're setting these deals up. We're working through business management. We're promoting ourselves. We're making relationships that are going to give us jobs, careers, lives in the future. They're making you branch out, go out of your comfort zone. And I think that helps the most, or more like in the future, and doing these things. And honestly, it's setting every athlete up for their future and outside life.
Absolutely. I think those are, all amazing benefits that you're very correct in, that, any student athlete utilizing their NIL and working with different brands, they're going to experience that, the business aspect, creating a brand and networking and having those relationships. So yeah, no, I definitely agree. Can see that for any student athlete utilizing their NIL. So I just kind of want to sum it up just a little bit. You've given so many great pieces of advice, but if you had to give 3 just quick little tidbits for any NIL athlete, whether they're in school right now, they're thinking about, going to college and playing sports, what's going to be your 3 pieces of advice for someone who wants to either get started or maybe they're already in it? Yeah. So what are those?
Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. The worst thing someone can tell you is no, and usually they're not gonna. Represent what you believe. Do not shy away from your personal beliefs and who you are. Remember, there's always those kids watching you. There's kids that want to be you. And what you stand by is what those kids are looking up to. Always remember that. Remember you are that kid. And I'd say last is go for it. Do what you can, and remember to try and bring everyone together. Help everyone out. It's not a competition, and it's not all about money. Do something for everyone else and try to work together to get to one goal.
I love it. I love it. Well, thank you so much, Chloe, for your time. This was so great talking with you. I can't wait to see you during softball season play out and hear about all of your future NIL deals and partnerships. So we've really enjoyed having you on the deal.
Yes, ma'am. And thank y'all so much. I really enjoyed being here.
Thank you.